Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, you guys are tuning into this channel because you are trying to figure out, have I found my go-to? Now, this is a question that I'm trying to answer. So, hopefully you guys agree with me, because I used to be a big fan of 1783 when I wanted something cheap and, you know, slightly flavorful. I even put it up against Eagle Rare. That's how good I thought it was at one point. And then the last couple of bottles, they were kind of like super nutty. And it just was to the point where it turned me off. So, you know, I'm always looking for something that is cheap, reliable, affordable, consistent. And this bottle popped up and I saw mixed reviews on it on YouTube. You guys know that I first started my bourbon journey with Booker's and then kind of back down to Knob Creek if you are a fan of the channel. So I may have come full circle. This bottle right here, this is the new Jim Beam Black, aged 7 years. Now the original, I believe this is a 2015 label. Shout out to Tom. Tom was how I got my first sample of Maker's Mark Cellar Age. We were at the store hunting together and I, landed on this old thing right here. But this one is actually double aged. So it's Jim Beam Black, but it's aged 8 years. And then they kind of went to took the 8 years off the label and just went to I think it was a Jim Beam Black label, just like aged or something like that. But anyway, getting back to this bottle right here, I picked it up the other day and I am liking this bottle. It is a very easy sipper. Everything that they say on the neck, you find this out of the bottle. So it says mellow notes of golden caramel, rich oak, and vanilla. The side says, after 7 years resting in the barrel, something special happens. This liquid turns rich gold with notes of caramel, vanilla, and warm oak. And I must say, you do find those notes in this bottle, but other notes that you find are like that orange peel. Like that orange peel that I get in OGD bonded. This thing right here, man, I would say that it is probably, it's only 90 proof. It's only 90 proof. So it's probably like a lighter, watered down version of Knob Creek, and like just a lesser version of OGD bonded. If you are a fan of OGD bonded or OGD 114, or a fan of Knob Creek, I think this thing is worth giving a shot. Let's get it in the glass, man. Like I said, I got it home and I wasn't expecting anything special. So, I just kind of, let it air out a little bit, put it up to the nose. Oh, okay, nothing big deal. Then once I got it on the palate, at first it came across really just, it was easy to drink. And I don't want to say weak, because I don't think it was super thin, but it didn't come across like super flavorful. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just give it a, couple days or whatever, and I'll just, see what happens. So a couple days went by, sipped a little bit of it, and all of a sudden I was like, I'm really liking the flavor notes. Let's get into the nose. You get oak. You get, like I said, it's like Knob Creek Light or OGD Light, OGD Bonded Light. It's got oak on the nose, vanilla on the nose. You don't pick up any, I don't pick up any rich like burnt brown sugar or butterscotch. But it's simple. It's just pure and simple. All right, let's get into the palate. Once again, it's simple, it's easy to drink, goes down very easy. I would really like to put this up against the 8 year. I do want to do this on camera. Sometimes the older stuff is better, and if you are a fan of the channel, you saw me put the old Maker's Mark Cask Strength up against the new Maker's Mark Cask Strength. That thing is an animal, man. But this right here is just it's just simple. It's simple, it's classic, just bourbon notes. You've got vanilla. You do get a little bit of that, I would say light brown sugar across the palate. You've got just, I wouldn't say caramel. you know, they kind of say caramel. I wouldn't say caramel. I would say like a light vanilla, maybe like a vanilla creamer, you know, kind of watered down a little bit. A little bit of that brown sugar does, you know, creep in across the palate. It does finish with a little bit of oak, a little bit of leather. It's just a very nice, simple, easy drinker, man. Let's go into the nose one more time. Yeah, all of that, it just, the nose and the palate match up so well together. The only thing that I would say I get a little bit, like I say, in the palate is like that OGD citrus note, and it is not as prevalent. And that's maybe because I love very dark beers. And I forgot the name of what I was sipping on because I was trying something new. And when I went to get like just a small pour of this, I started picking up that citrus note. It's not coming across that much on video. Let's go back into the palate one more time. I might be able to pick it up. It's more on the sides of the tongue. It's really in the background. It's more on the sides of the tongue, more towards the finish where you pick that oak up. But the front of the tongue is just very light, very much like this vanilla note, very much like this just like light brown sugar note. I think this is an excellent pour. Look, I'm going to do a blind and put this thing up against the 8-year. Let me get my wheel and I'll be right back. The bottom of the glasses have a 7 and an 8. So of course for 7-year and 8-year. So I'm going to zoom in on those on camera and hopefully they show up. I'm going to get these things poured up and I'll be right back. Finally got them poured up, got the right amount in both glasses. When I picked this one up, I thought this one was actually really good for what it was. I was like, I can't wait to get that beside the new Jim Beam Black, but then they came out with the 7-year Black, so I had to do it like that. We'll get this wheel off the table. So as you can see, these things are pretty much the same color, man. I mean, look at them. There's not a difference between the two. I don't know. I mean, having it 8 years, having it 7 years really didn't do anything for the color. Now, let's go into the nose of Glass A. I want to say, I think that's the older one already. The nose is just, it's, I don't know. There's this, older bourbons have a different nose. Now, I could be wrong, but I think that this Glass A is the 8-year already. Let me go back into the nose. There's a very, very light cherry, but there's a very nice oak. There's a little bit of a vanilla note, but that cherry and oak are, they're light, but they're heavy at the same. I know that does not make sense. Like the vanilla in the new 7 Black is just there. It's just there. But this one, and it also has, and I've said this before, something about older whiskeys, they tend to have this tinge of like Sharpie marker note or fingernail polish remover note. So that's why I think that this might be the Jim Beam Black 8. All right, let's go on to Glass B. I don't know. This is mainly oak. But it smells like dusty oak. And I just put the ones in the glass. So side by side, even nosing can change each other. Wow. Like I'm not getting a vanilla note now. So if this is the 8-year, that would trip me out. All right, let's go into the palate. It's lighter, it's sweeter. I don't pick up any vanilla notes. I want to say some of that Sharpie marker note transferred over to the palate. There's not, the finish is gone. Like already. There's a light cherry. I don't get any note, any oak, any leather on the palate, on the finish on this one. And I'm not getting that orange peel on the side of the tongue. All right. Let's go into Glass B. Vanilla, sweetness, oaky, a tad bit richer. This one seems to want to bite you back a little bit. Where this one just is kind of like, hey, I'm here, I'm sweet, I'm simple. I'm not going to offer you, much more than I am. A little bit of cherry, a little bit of vanilla, no finish. This one right here has more of a finish, more of a, like I said, it wants to bite you back a little bit. It seems a little richer on the sides of the tongue. Both of these, I wouldn't consider them thin, but they are not approaching that medium level. All right, let's get into which glass I prefer. It's going to be glass B, which is the Jim Beam 7-year. See if I can get that without spilling it on myself. So I'll get this thing zoomed in. And then, of course, glass A. This is the Jim Beam Double Age Black 8-year. So this time, the older one did not win out, which is a surprise. So, like I said, I think I may have found my new go-to. Put in the comments what you guys think about this bottle. I think it is something that's definitely worth picking up. And with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you're headed to a drop. Till next time.